Crazy as well when you think about it, because the Mewtwo raid event is running for another week right after this one till the 17th of September, and then is normally when the Terra raids kind of used to, when we had this kind of nice running flow of the Terra raids, like we'd get a new one announced on that Sunday evening when it finished on the 17th. So we potentially might see another 7-star Terra raid on the 18th dropped, but this time it'll be an absolute breeze. We'll probably see an Annihilape come back for a little showing, because he's kind of disappeared the last few ones, which I've not been sad about. But I think this next 7-star raid that we get, whatever starter Pokemon,
How do you feel about the Mewtwo raid? Like of it being really hard. Do you think it was stupid to make it that hard, or do you think it was refreshing, or do you think they should have done a middle ground where it wasn't that hard?
So I got two kind of sides that I sit on with this, right? Like, one part of me comes from a competitive angle where I'm like, I love the challenge, right? I love the challenge of being able to beat this thing, and this was definitely a challenge, right? To do in-game solo, even online, right? You need the right partners, you need the right builds. You can't have anyone kind of freeloading with you in a raid online, so you need everyone kind of pulling their weight. So in that respect, I do really like it. The difficulty level, I think, is great, right? But if I look at it from the other side of the fence, where I think they've advertised the crap out of this event, right? They've really hyped this up. They've made CGI animation, like trailers for it and everything. So they put a lot of work into it, because it is a big event, right? It is Mewtwo. It is the battle for Mewtwo versus Mew, which I think is very cool. And I've loved the whole kind of cycle, promotional cycle, the event itself of it. But then to drop it in game, to make it pretty much as near to impossible to solo, and you've got to say impossible to solo for your kind of casual player, the kids that are like looking forward to potentially getting Mewtwo in their games, but haven't got an online subscription, right? And it kind of in my eyes, it's pseudo paywalling the event completely from these people. It's kind of dangling the carrot in front of them, saying, this is what you can get, but to get it, you're going to have to be able to go online to do it with friends, because maybe you don't watch content creators who put strategy guides out to help players. You're figuring things out on your own, like a lot of players do. There's a lot of players that just want to play these games casually by themselves, don't really have any interest in looking for content online to help them, want to figure it out themselves. This one is just a little step too far, and I feel like because you are almost paywalling it, it does leave a little bit of a bad taste in my mouth. On this occasion, there's parts of me that love this raid so much. I think, like, what does it entail for future 7-star
I
raids,
think
legendary ones that we're going to get? But again, I think it comes back to the point of being like, you can't shut out, these players have paid for the games, and you should just make it not accessible unless you've got an online subscription to get it in your game. If you're going to make it that hard to do, solo, I don't know. It's a hard one, mate. It's hard.
Yeah, I agree. I basically agree with everything you just said. But, at least if we do get another Terra raid, another legendary Terra raid, we kind of know, we can assume it's going to be of a similar difficulty,
I don't think it'll be as hard as Mewtwo.
No, I think Mewtwo is a particularly hard one, to be fair. So
I think if we get like Lugia or next, if they go online, they might not. They might just jump down the line and go something completely different. But, I don't think it'll be as difficult, because we're not going to be getting something given out to us to take into the raid. Like, this time around, we got the Mew, right, which gets the Omni boost, right, to go in against the Mewtwo. So inevitably, they're going to make that raid harder to match up with why you need the Omni boost on the Mew, right? So I can't see them doing a mystery gift legendary like for every single Terra raid.
I don't think it'll be like that, because you can only catch it once, can't you?
Yeah.
So it wouldn't work really. I think it'd be unfair. Although in the raid there, in the dens in Crown Tundra or Isle of Armor or whatever, could you only catch them once again? Or could you catch them?
You could only catch them once.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. So it's not the end of the world then.
You could only encounter them once as well. So once you caught it, you couldn't ever encounter it again. So the Terra raids, you can go in and farm for the items, which is a nice aspect, afterwards. But yeah, you can only catch the mightiest mark Pokemon once.
Fair.
So yeah, but yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of looking forward to the next one. What we see, what it's going to be. Is it going to be Venusaur? Is it going to be Blastoise? Or is it going to be just like one of the Paldean starters?
They might leave it. They're probably going to leave it a little bit, I think, after this one's out, because
We
give
got
time
6
to
more,
play the
right, until
DLC.
we finish that 18.
Yeah, but I think this is just going to give them time until they got to give people
We
time to
won't
play
get
the
them all
DLC.
until
I think
the teal mask as well, because I think that the mightiest marks have more
Indigo Disc.
implication in that DLC than they do in the teal mask. So I think they're going to stagger it to finish it in the indigo disc, where we get those all 18 types covering for mightiest mark Pokemon.